Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the No News, Just Facts podcast. And I'm back up in here for episode 61. Um, how are you feeling? How are you doing? Hopefully, everything is going well with you. You know, they say that tomorrow is not promised. So, while you're here on this earth, make every single second of your life a moment of unforgettable. And I bring all of that up because it has been reported that internet personality Kevin Samuels passed away. Now, if you've been on the internet long enough, you know that this man is, you know, his platform and what audience that he speaks to, you know, he gets like big traction. He was getting big traction. Um, I didn't agree with everything he said as a influencer, um, but at the same time, I also did agree with some of the things that he said as an influencer. It's one of those things where he would say like a lot of things, but people would only attach themselves or latch on to the things that were more entertaining than understanding the full scope of what's what he was even trying to get towards. It some of the things that he said were good. Some of the things that he said were bad, and some of the things he said were positive for just not even women, not even men, just both genders. Honestly, he was he was saying a lot of things that would help and hurt. You know, he's that friend who would keep it real with you even if you didn't like what he said at times. That's my takeaway from Kevin Samuels, the influencer. But at the same time, everybody who is out there celebrating a man passing away forgets that away from the camera, Kevin Samuels is just like that person on the internet is just a personality. He's a way different person off the camera. Just like if, God forbid, Charleston White, people hate him. If he passes away, people gonna be talking mess and saying blah 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 this and blah 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 that. But it was just a character. It wasn't who he actually was off camera. It's the same thing here in this situation. Um, I don't think people understand how spirits and realms are. The insensitivity is just it's disgusting. But hey, you do you. You celebrate something like this, but um, can we just remember for a second that Dave Chappelle almost got a few weeks, like a few days beforehand? Come on, man. Evil is real, and I don't play with anything that has to do with making fun of somebody who passed away. You know, unless it's like a thing of like, he hurt somebody, he touched kids, he physically harmed, he physically unalived a woman or something like that, which I don't think he did. So it's like y'all are letting a man who used his words allow y'all to be this grimy. I don't know, but it's not anything I would. It's not anything I will be doing anytime soon. They say if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Well, you should just. Some people should just practice that. But rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. Condolences to his family and his friends. And that's all I am going to be saying about that. Let's move on. So, in the plight of music, there are those who work and work and work and work and work and work until their sound is heard and put in all these hours and perfect their craft and lose sleep over the sounds and vocals and mixes to songs being just right. And then on the other half of that, you have a thing called, matter of fact, you call those cult followings. Those cult followings are those artists who, no matter what is going on, they're always going to have them. Those 10,000 plus fans who, whether they're mainstream or underground, they're always going to get support. And just give an example, Currency. Currency, New Orleans rapper who's been around for 10 years plus, has a cult following. Tech Nine, Kansas City's probably biggest rapper, independent, and has 10 has has dozens and dozens of fans he calls technicians. That's a cult following. I'll even go as far as saying Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez has been around for a long time. I heard about Tory Lanez about, like, I believe either 2013 or 2014. He's probably been rapping way before that too. But that's how far back it goes with Fargo. That's his nickname if you are a actual fan of his. Like, um he has his fans, Fargo Nation. That's a cult following. Now, there's this thing in music called an industry plant. You might be asking yourself, what on God's green earth is an industry plant? What is it? What are the specifications of this? Okay. So, I decided to look up a definition of it. I don't know if this is the exact definition of it, but we're going to go ahead and read it. It says the term industry plant is a musical term derived colloquially from hip hop, which is understood to mean an artist who has a major slash indie label backing their movement but presents themselves as a homegrown startup to create the illusion of an organic following. Sounds kind of like an artist I know or an artist you know. You know, we could use an example. Macklemore was an industry plant. Lil Nas X, industry plant. Billie Eilish, like her picture is literally right there. Industry plant. Um, who else? Who else can I say? Rari is an industry plant. Love his music, but industry plant exactly. Reason why I think he wasn't like, if it's a thing where an artist has no following and all of a sudden he's on Instagram with like 10,000 followers, almost right when he signs up for Instagram, or they sign him up for Instagram. He's an industry plant. Paid followers and paid numbers. Industry plant. There's a long list of people that are industry plants that we probably don't even know are actually industry plants. Um, but yeah, it's like there's a. I mean, I don't think being an industry plant is a bad thing. It's just like, be real about it. Don't try to sit up here and say that. Oh, hey, yeah, my following is organic. I didn't pay for any of this stuff. When when the music industry is open for the highest bidder. Like, if you have enough money, you can be a rapper. If you have enough money, you can be a rapper. If you have enough money, you can be an influencer. If you have enough money, you can do whatever you want to do as far as entertainment goes. As long as you have that money. That's all it is. Meanwhile, somebody in West Bumble, whatever, what somewhere, somebody is trying to become a star the organic way by putting out mixtape after mixtape of music and performing in the most dense of locations just to have an identity. But they don't have money like Mason, whose dad is whose dad is like the CEO of an oil company, and gave his son Mason a trust fund. And now Mason all of a sudden wants to be a rapper and is using his trust fund money to do just that. Rap game is so easy. Everybody has accessibility to it. It's terrible. I wish it wasn't so easy. Anybody can be a star, but as fast as you can become a star is as fast as you can get pushed off the boat and into the sea and get eaten by sharks. It's just the truth. Um, but I think you can see. I think it's a type of thing that you can just see. It's like, I give newer artists who are seemingly uh, industry plants the benefit of the doubt, and the only way you'll know somebody is gonna last as an artist and not like some novelty act that's gonna be here today and gone tomorrow is if they make it. If 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 it's 2 years, 2 to 5 years, I give them 2 to 5 years. A new artist I have never heard of. It's just brand new and he's the it factor. Give it 2 to 5 years. Where is he gonna be? Where is he gonna be? They might be hot right now, but 2 to 5 years from now, am I gonna really care who that person is? Like Griselda, for instance. Griselda, the rap group, the record company, West Side Gun, Benny the Butcher, Conway the Machine. They put in groundwork to become what they are now. Literally groundwork. And put out project after project after project after project. But the funny part about it is with them is that they got on and now they're bigger than they were, and they still treat it like they're before they were like known, and they're still just dropping music like hotcakes. And that's exactly how it has to be, you know? Because, the the attention span of the listener is short, and they know that, and they are cashing in on that like crazy and just dropping. I can only imagine how much material all three of them have, let alone everybody else on that record company. Like, I can only imagine how much content they have. Like, it's amazing, and that's the type of work ethic I'm talking about from cult following artists that have music. I remember there was one year like Currency dropped an album, not even an album, just a project a month. Like he dropped a project every month of the year. Same thing with Tech Nine. There wasn't there wasn't like no, not even a month. He Tech Nine dropped an album like each year. Like I'm just kind of like, man, like does he take a break? Like, but the crazy thing about it is his fans are gonna love it no matter what. His fans are gonna love it no matter what. They will have their constraints about projects and songs that he does with people, but for the most part, they support it. That's the artist they love. They've been rocking with him for however many years, and they're not gonna stop rocking with him no matter what. So that's a cult following. I don't even have to define what a cult following is. That is a cult following. True fans who, no matter what is going on with the artist, no matter what age they are, they will still be listening to that artist. And this was just kind of a comparison thing. I don't know if I even did a good job on it, but I did it. It's whatever. I think that cult following artists are easily better or are the best type of artists because they're gonna get support no matter what. And your industry baby, like the Lil Nas X song, industry plant babies, you have to. It's like a waiting game to see if they can still, um, you know, pull out some results. Because at the end of the day, they're jumping through hoops for the record company because the record company spent a lot of money, put a lot of cash on an artist just to see if they can land where they're supposed to, or get shelved, or get dropped, and almost never really pretty much be heard from again unless you're the person who is caring to go look for them. Moving on. This next thing I'm going to be talking about has to do with, of course, Young Thug, Gunna, and all of YSL. I know nothing about streets or anything like that. I am not a street guy. I am just reporting what is already out there. All right, so for anybody that does not know what a RICO charge is, a RICO charge is a Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act. Passed in 1970, the Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act is a designed to combat federal law designed to combat organized crime in the United States. It allows prosecution and civil penalties for racketeering activities performed as part of an ongoing criminal enterprise, such as activities that may include illegal gambling, bribery, kidnapping, murder, money laundering, counterfeiting, embezzlement, drug trafficking, slavery, and a host of other unsavory business practices. To convict a defendant under RICO, the government must prove that the defendant engaged in two or more instances of racketeering activity, that the defendant directly invested in, maintained an interest in, or participated in a criminal enterprise affecting interstate or foreign commerce. The law has been used to prosecute members of the mafia, the Hells Angels, motorcycle gang, and Operation Rescue, an anti abortion group, among many others. Okay, so I read all of that just to get into all the things that are going on with YSL, Young Thug, and Gunna. I got all of this stuff right here, so I'm just gonna read it. I'm just gonna read it. These are all things that are already out there. So it says the popular rapper Young Thug was arrested in Atlanta on Monday and faces a slew of accusations from Fulton County District Attorney, including that he was allegedly a founder and active leader of the violent Young Slime Life street gang. The 80 plus paper indictment charges both Young Thug and another rapper, Gunna, with gang related crimes and includes more than 25 others who have allegedly participated in YSL gang activity. The New York Times reported that the lawyer for Young Thug, whose legal name is Jeffrey Williams, said that YSL was not a street gang and claimed that the indictment was baseless to include, what does that say? Baseless to include him. Okay. Mr. Williams came from an incredible, horrible upbringing, and he has conducted himself throughout his life in a way that is just to marvel at. Obviously, that's the lawyer doing the job of the money that he's being paid for, right? Attorney Brian Still said, all right, on Tuesday, Fulton DA Fonnie Willis offered a few more details into the case in an afternoon press conference. Between the indictment and Willis' statement, here's what we know so far about what Young Thug stands accused of. Young Thug charges an alleged Young Slime crime involvement. The indictment singles out Young Thug as a leader of the gang. The rapper is charged with participation in criminal street gang activity as an organizer, supervisor, or other position of management or leadership of several violent crimes, among them being murder. He is implicated as someone who could give gang orders. One section of the indictment says two other gang members accused of attempting to murder YFN Lucci. We're gonna come back to the YSL versus YNF scenario. Discussed how to get permission from Young Thug to kill Rayshawn Bennett, YFN Lucci, and what the payment would be to do so. There is a second allegation like this. It states he was part of a call with an individual who was in Fulton County Jail, and in the call, the man stated he needed something. Young Thug allegedly pointed to another gang member to take care of it and flashed a YSL gang sign. His attorneys are trying to get him out of jail. They filed a motion on Tuesday that requests an expeditious hearing for a judge to consider giving the rapper bond. It is alleged he is a YSL founder. The document states Young Thug's legal name, Jeffrey Williams, was among four founders of the gang and made YSL well known name by referring to it in his songs and on social media. A key to the case is a 2015 murder. One of Young Thug's charges alleged he rented a car, used it in January 2015 murder of Donovan Thomas Jr., described as a rival gang member. At the press conference Tuesday, DA Willis said that murder created violence like this in Atlanta has never seen, and she framed it as a central event that led to the indictment this year. What Willis said about the Donovan Thomas case. It was a goal of my predecessor and any person or prosecutor in this office to make sure that the family received justice because everyone is entitled to justice. It was a commitment I made from the first day in office. Very shortly after becoming district attorney, I sat down with Donovan Thomas' mother and her a promise that her son was I made her a promise that I made her a promise that her son was valuable as any other person in our community, that I would put resources on this case and do everything to make sure
her son had justice. Right now, I'm gonna go all the way down. There's more. He, all right, hold on. We're going down to the specific criminal acts alleged by Young Thug: theft by receiving stolen property for allegedly possessing a stolen gun, theft by receiving stolen property for allegedly possessing a stolen gun in a second separate instance, terroristic threats for allegedly telling someone who said he was not welcome at Perimeter Mall, if you continue to approach, I'll shoot you in the face with a gun. Possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute. Possession of hydrocodone, lean, with intent to distribute. Possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. Participation in criminal street gang activity. Mm, 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 Wow. All right. Oh yeah. Oh gosh. You know, I'm gonna get into the thing about music. The thing the oh, God list of song lyrics alleged as evidence of gang activity. I'm gonna take off my glasses for this one, cause yeah, all of that slat and all of that. Ooh man. Okay. In his song "Ill," read just like Elmo, but I never. I don't know what that is. Giggle. YSL won't fold. Pick his ass off from the balcony. YSL wipe a nigga nose. I'ma for the cash. Then she getting robbed by Tick in a Bentley on Wesley, getting trailed by Sniper. All I ever wanted was the money. Put your hands in the air if you dare. Any to step over here. FN put him in a wheelchair. Oh boy, they got there's so many instances in the lyrics. Oh my gosh. Whew. You know, just to like let me just stop for a second. It's more common for a rapper nowadays to be brought up on charges in a rico type of scenario now more than ever, because that's all you hear in music. That's all you hear in rap music is I'm gonna go slide on this dude. I'm a, it's dudes disrespecting dead people. Like I'm not surprised anymore. I'm just not surprised anymore. Like look at this. Look at this. Look at how much lyric. Look at how much lyrics. Like look at how much lyrics there are, and they using all of this in. They gonna use all this in court on Young Thug. They gonna use all this on court in court on Young Thug. Listen, I just want to tell you, if you're young person, young people, if you're trying to become a rapper, don't be a street rapper. Don't be a street rapper, because you're gonna catch yourself. You gonna be you gonna be in this type of situation. You're gonna be in this type of situation. Like I said, I'm not a street dude. I don't know nothing about the streets. I'm just reporting what is already on the internet. All right. So wow. And a lot of these lyrics are on slime language, the slime language 2 tape. So for instance, look, ski, the song, yeah, yeah, yeah. The ski song, right? It's on here, bro. It says, "I with slats and we come to eat rats. I came with some an FN on me. Call Nietzsche Nietzsche. It's a Glock he keep. Duke rolling 60." Like, bro, it's so much here. It is so much. All of the and the most of this is on slime language too. Slatty. Oh my gosh, Slatty is. I actually like that song. Slatty, bro. I killed him. I killed his man's in front of his mama, like little bruh, sister, and his shootout. Kill him, not leave a trace. I had to break in the safe. Yeah, and a trace, dissect your body like science class. Gangster, cause you blah blah blah. Magazine clips, so you might get your issue. You think you gangster cause pistol. Look at my trigger itchy. Why? So we going overboard, man. Boy, they they got these folks, bro. They got these folks, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It's a lot here. It is a lot. It's a lot going on here. It's a lot going on. All right, so I don't. I was talking with somebody and they was telling me that sometimes rappers need to sit down. Rappers need to sit down. Rappers need to be sit down. You know what I'm saying? Rappers need to be sit down because they making all this money. It's like how are you an asset? How are you how are you making all this money? You have a record company. You feeding people. You put money in a lot of people's pockets and you still managing to do something dumb. How is that happening? How is it happening? Nobody learned from 6ix9ine as much as people don't like 6ix9ine. Nobody learned from his situation and how all those people in all those people around 6ix9ine got double digit sentences for doing all that dumb stuff. For doing all that dumb stuff and they had money. Nobody learned from when Kodak Black got arrested and put behind the wall. Donald Trump freed him, and you don't see him doing nothing. You hardly hear a peep outside of his music. You hardly hear a peep. Same thing with Gucci Man. Gucci Man damn near sat behind that wall for almost 10. Gucci came out all fit. He married. He got a baby, and he just working. That's it. You don't hear nothing that has to do with nothing that got to do with criminal activity or nothing like that. He quiet. He ain't got nothing to do. He ain't got no time for that. Boosie. That's like Boosie is a great example of getting that second chance and not fumbling it. Boy, Boosie was about to go to jail for a long time. Boosie was about to go to jail for a long time. And he beat the case. Bro sat behind the wall for a good little minute. But he beat the case, came out. You don't hear nothing that got to do with criminal activity out of Boosie. Boosie is doing his best to enter. Boosie is doing his best to make his money, feed his kids, mind his, what I'm saying, mind his business, but still be like that entertaining influencer slash rapper personality that he is. But he ain't doing none of that stuff. So I mean, it's like a whole thing of it's like that type of thing is needed at times. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's needed, and like all of it, like it's so much, bro. Like, and then like now, when I read this one right here, it says it seems as though they added charges because at first it was just the one RICO charge, and I think that was just his involvement in it. But now there are some charges tacked on to it. So it's like I don't see, and I'm not trying to be negative at all, and I hate to see it. I don't wish jail on no man at all, especially a successful man who is doing enough to who's doing a lot to feed his family and feed everybody around him. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't see him beating this. I don't see him beating this. When we start to talk about Rico, 9 times out of 10, you going. You are going. It don't matter if it's 5 years, It don't matter if it's 10. They be giving they be giving out ballpark numbers. They be giving out double digit numbers. There's no way that there's like I don't see it happening. Is basically what I'm saying. It's so much here. And they're about to use lyrics. Like that alone is about to be like bro. That alone, this page right here with all the lyrics, that alone is about to just. That's all. Oh, that alone is 10 years right there. I feel like his lyrics are about to be 10 years right there. Gunna too. Gunna, like you know how they like. I see how 6ix9ine is like making fun of him and everything like that. And you know, like the clip of him on like Crime Stoppers is coming up now. I'm gonna be fair and be honest and say that like somebody's gonna talk. Somebody's talking. Don't nobody want to go to jail for nobody else. Forget all that being real, all that identity of being a real nigga and all that other stuff. Don't nobody want to go to jail for somebody else. It's just true. Don't nobody want to go to jail for nobody else and then be sitting behind the wall and then they kids grown and adults and living their own lives and don't want to mess with don't want to talk to their daddy no more because he behind the cell and everything like that. Don't nobody want to go to jail for somebody. Somebody gonna talk. What's that song by Pusha T and Pharrell? Sorry, nigga, I'm coming home. Somebody gonna tell. Somebody gonna talk. Somebody is going to talk. Somebody gonna talk, bro. Somebody gonna talk. You know, there's an imaginary land, and then there's a reality, and the reality is somebody is going to spill the beans, bro. Somebody's gonna talk. Um, I just read something about let me see if I can find it real quick. I just read something about Casanova too. Casanova, people people forgetting about Casanova still being in jail. They just got him too. They just got Casanova too. Casanova, see right here it says Casanova pleads guilty to federal charges. Casanova was already thought they already put Casanova in jail for something, right? So what's it saying right here? It's a bad time to be a rapper, and if you're if you're connected in any way to a criminal, to anything that has to do with any rappers that are connected to anybody who is a criminal or in conjunction with a criminal organization, they are coming for you. I read that like there's like a little like thing going around like that like Atlanta is on the head tops of all these gangs. If you a rapper and you subscribe to a gang, oh, it's done. It's done. You're done. You're done. So Casanova is pleading guilty in a case as part of another RICO. This is another RICO. It says here that as part of the racketeering conspiracy offense, Senior admitted to participating in a shooting in Florida on July 5th, 2020, a robbery in New York City on August 5th, 2018, and conspiring to traffic over 100 kilos of marijuana. According to the indictment, between 2004 and 2020, Senior was a part of a racketeering conspiracy with Guerrilla Stone Gang. He admitted to he admitted that on or about July 5th, 2020, while at a party in Florida that included gang members, he shot someone during a gambling dispute. You see, when will these rappers learn to keep their nose clean? When will they learn? It's disgusting because I actually like some of these rappers, and I hate to see them like go away because of stupid things and like you they got so much potential, but just like the hanging around the bull. I hate to see that. I hate to see any rapper who is doing well caught up like this.
I just hate to see it, bro. I can only hope that Young Thug, Gunna can somehow wiggle out of this because the way the way it looks for YSL right now, YSL is all in jail. Like if you can believe that, and then not even remembering that. Oh yeah, they're gonna try to like tie Young Thug back to like uh that time when they ordered a hit on Lil Wayne's tour bus, and he sprayed up the dude sprayed up the tour bus, and Lil Wayne wasn't inside. All of that is about to get wrapped up and tied up together, and that's why I say I don't see him coming out of this at all without being sentenced, like at all. But hey, that's the way it goes, right? That's the way it goes, right? The way it goes as a rapper, as a successful black rapper, you're either winning or you're winning long enough to see the other side of that winning if you're, you know what I'm saying, trying to keep it like in a slick motion. When I say slick motion, I mean on the surface you look like a rapper, but you're still in the underworld as well. You live you're winning and you live long enough to be dethroned from where you're at. That's what happened. That's what happened to a bunch of rappers. They had to get sat down. They had to get they basically had to be taught a lesson, get used as an example within the court system. Kendrick Lamar drops the Heart Part 5 in his Heart series. It is a promotional single for his new album coming up, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Um, the song is, first of all, the first thing I obviously noticed with the song when it opened up was the sample of Marvin Gaye and the "I Want You" sample. Very classic song, very classic song, perfect to put together within this. So now we're going to get into. I'm not going to go deep in depth on the song, but as you can see here, Kendrick Lamar is rapping from, and there's one missing from here. He's rapping from five different perspectives. I believe it's Nipsey, Kanye, Will Smith, Jesse Smollett, and his own perspective. His own perspective as well. Um, so, like I said, I'm just gonna go into some of the lyrics. Not gonna go into the whole entire thing. I'm gonna sit here and do a whole entire lyric breakdown, but I can first of all I can appreciate the video because the video is just like a it's like a deep fake of him taking on all these different personas and personalities. So like, oh yeah, I forgot the fifth person is O.J. Simpson. So it's Kanye, it's Nipsey, it's Jesse Smollett, Will Smith, and O.J. Simpson. Um, O.J. Simpson is the first uh, perspective of personality you get into. It says the lyrics say, "I come from a generation of pain where murder is minor, rebellious, and my jealous ship you for designer, belt buckles and clout, overzealous if prone to violence, make the wrong turn, be it will or the will alignment." Okay, so there's like a little double entendre there. Residue burned, mist of the inner city, miscommunication to keep homie, detective busy, no protection is risky, desensitized. I vandalized pain covered up in camouflage. Get used to hearing arsenal rain, analyze
Risk your life, take the charge. Homies done fucked your baby mama once you hit the yard. That's culture. 23-hour lockdown. Then somebody called, said your little nephew was shot down. The culture's involved. I done seen niggas do 17, hit the halfway house, get out and get his brains blown out. Looking to buy some weed, car wash is played out. New GoFundMe accounts will proceed. A brand new victim home. A brand new victim shatter those dreams, the culture. All right. So I believe in the first verse that was just him just flexing his mental space and capacity right there. So in the second verse, he said, I do it for my culture to let y'all know what a nigga look like in a bulletproof rover. Right? So in the second verse, I do it for my culture to let them know what a nigga look like when a nigga in a roaster. Um, he's interpolating a Jay Z line in H to the Izzo. That's what it says. That's what it says. I'm on Genius. In my mama's sofa was a doodoo popper, hair trigger, walk up closer, ain't no photo shopping, friends bipolar, grab you by your pockets, no option. If you froze up, always play the offense. Niggas going to work and selling work, late for work, working late, praying for work. But he on paperwork. That's culture. Point the finger, promote you. Oh my goodness, man. Good lord. Man, he is bro. He's snapping on this thing, man. Oh my goodness. Remote location, witness protection. They gonna hold you. The streets got me fucked up. Y'all can miss me. I want to represent for us. New revolution was up and moving. I'm in Argentina wiping my tears full of confusion. Water in between us. Another pitch been executed. History repeats again. Make amends, then find a nigga with the same skin to do it. Okay, so like this is where in this second verse, this is where the deep fake is coming in. Like right up here when it says I do it for my culture, that's when he's OJ. In my mama's sofa, doodoo popper, hair trigger, walk up closer, ain't no photoshopping. Friends bipolar is when he changes into Kanye. Friend, and then when we get down here, when it says the streets got me fucked up, y'all can miss me. I want to represent for us. This is when he's Jesse Smollett. And then it ends where he says, then find a nigga with the same skin to history repeats again, make amends, then find a nigga with the same skin to do it. But that's the culture. Crack a bottle, hard to deal with the pain. When you're sober, by tomorrow we forget the remains, we start over. That's the problem. Oh yeah, I forgot. I totally forgot. So Nipsey, it's Kanye, it's Will Smith, it's Jesse Smollett, and it's Kobe Bryant. So down here in the second verse, where he says, "But that's the culture. Crack a bottle, hard to deal with the pain. When you're sober, by tomorrow, we forget the remains. We start over." That's when he morphs into Kobe Bryant. Our foundation was trained to accept whatever follows, dehumanize insensitive, scrutinize the way we live for you and I. Enemy shook my hand. I can promise I'll meet you in the land where no equal is your equal. Never say I told you. Nah, in the land hurt people more. In the land, he said, in the land where hurt people hurt more people. Fuck calling it culture. That's when he changes. Somewhere around there, he changes into Will Smith. And then it's like when you get down, like in the third verse, it's all Nipsey, bro. It's all Nipsey. I feel like his spirit came over Kendrick when he was making this song and just said, "Bro, let me take over. Let me take over." Because down in this third verse, he says, and he's literally in a deep fake of Nipsey's face. Them same views made schools change curriculums, but didn't change me staring down the barrel of that gun. Should I feel resentful? I didn't see my full potential. Should I feel regret about the good that I was into? Everything is everything. This ain't coincidental. This ain't coincidental. I woke up that morning with more heart to give you. As I bleed through the speakers, feel my presence. To my brother, to my kids, I'm in heaven. To my mother, to my sis, I'm in heaven. To my father, to my wife, I am serious. This is heaven. To my friends, make sure you counting the blessings. To my fans, make sure you make them investments. And to the killer that sped up my demise, I forgive you. Just know your soul's in question. I seen the pain in your pupils when that trigger had squeezed. And though you did me gruesome, I was surely relieved. Completed my mission, wasn't ready to leave, but fulfilled my days. My creator was pleased. I can't stress how I love y'all. I don't need to be in the flesh just to hug y'all. The memories could recollect just because y'all celebrate me with respect. The unity we protect is above all. And Sam, I'll be watching over you. Make sure my kids watch all my interviews. Make sure you live all the dreams we produce. Keep that genius in your brain on the move. And to the neighborhood, let the good prevail. Make sure the babies and them leaders out of jail. Look for salvation when trouble gets real, because you can't help the world until you help yourself, bro. Bro, that whole entire verse, bro. Just reading that makes me like, bro, it's crazy. That whole song is crazy, and I'm ready for this album. The album's coming out Friday. Like I said before, I don't care what numbers this album does. This is the last album we getting from Kendrick Lamar, and hopefully we get a Black Hippie collaboration because I mean it's been years, man. We didn't get a Black Hippie project, so it's like it only is like justified that you give us like Ab Soul, Schoolboy Q, and J Rock. I would be okay. I think it would be fire if they did like separate solo songs on the hit on this album, and then all came together. Excuse me, for the last like song on the album, and just man, Tay Beast just makes the craziest beat, and they all just go disgusting, and just like do it the way they did it with do it the way they did it with the song. I don't know if it was the song at the end of Section 80, but like Absol had like a song on Section 80 or something like that, and everything like add like a storyline like how they did that one time when like in the early years of like TDE when they would all like make a separate song on solo projects and then just it would just all rap together in some sort of way as like this perfect narrative. It's amazing. But I'm ready for this Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. He released the cover artwork today, and yeah, man, I can't wait. Apparently, allegedly, it's a double album, so we'll just see how that goes. StockX is being sued by Nike for selling rep sneakers on their site. Now, I've seen like this, like not even the story, but like I've heard so many like instances of like reps being sold on StockX. And it's weird because the only reason why people are selling reps on StockX is because like the actual shoes that come out, there are sneakerheads who buy the shoes and are selling them for 3 and 4 times the prices that they were originally sold for on StockX. So I seen this coming. So what it says here is the Nike and StockX legal battle appears to be heating up after the giant sportswear company claims that the online sneaker marketplace has been selling counterfeit shoes. Nike recently took matters to court, calling out the marketplace for falsely advertising its promise to properly authenticate footwear. Recently, Nike shared that it purchased 4 pairs of fake sneakers from StockX. Oh, shit. Really? Wow. Despite the fact that the company says they have authenticated all footwear, earlier this week, Nike amended its court filing to state those 4 pair of counterfeit shoes were all purchased within 2 months period on StockX platform. All had asphyxiated to them Stockx verified authentic hand tag. And all came with a paper receipt from StockX in the shoebox stating that the condition of the shoes is 100% authentic. Amongst the four pairs is the patent bred Air Jordan 1 High OG, which is one of StockX 8 vault NFTs that Nike has claimed is infringing on its copyright. This sneaker is also StockX best-selling NFT sneaker. Okay, so there's more to this than just the counterfeit sneakers. So if I had to, let me see if I could just do a little bit more research. Do a little bit more research on this because it seems like this has been an ongoing battle for the longest of time. But like I said, I had already heard about the the reps. Reps have somehow skyrocketed as like a normal thing now. Like people wear reps all the time. Matter of fact, just like Nike bought 4 pairs of fake shoes on StockX, you don't know if you're actually getting an authentic pair of shoes on places like StockX or what is it called, Goat. You don't know if you're actually getting an authentic pair of shoes. No matter if they say it's authentic or they promise you that it's authentic, you don't know if you don't know where your shoes are coming from. Like for real. Like let me just look up a little bit more on the whole entire thing with the lawsuit. Let me see here. See if there's more to it. Okay, so there's more to it. It says that update May 11th, which is today, StockX have issued a statement in response to Nike's court filing and claim that they sell counterfeit products, in which they accuse the swoosh of pursuing a baseless and curious lawsuit. The statement mentions that hundreds of Nike employees, including senior executives, buy and sell products on the platform, and that StockX view the suit as an attempt for Nike to resuscitate its losing legal case against our Vault NFT programs. See the statement in the original story. Oh yeah, okay. So apparently, there's like I guess they're getting sued for an NFT or something like that. It says we take customer protection extremely seriously, and we've invested millions to fight the proliferation of counterfeit products that virtually every global marketplace faces today. Nike's latest filing is not only baseless, but also is curious given that their own brand protection team has communicated confidence in our authentication. So, what that essentially means is Nike already knew that StockX was selling fake shoes, and they never batted an eye about it. That's what it sounds like they're saying here in this statement right here. It sounds like StockX is saying that Nike knew that they were already selling fake shoes. Cause like I said, fake shoes are like you don't know if you're getting reps or you're getting the authentic thing because like I said, like people like sneakerheads buy up all the shoes and people are left like having to spend an arm and a leg for some shoes. Like I'm not about to spend $1,500 on some OG Jordans. OG Jordans when that's not the actual price. Like people just trying to run up the paper and you know what I'm saying, get they hustle on. You know. Let me see here. In what appears to be an ongoing legal feud between Nike and StockX has now flared up once again. Nike has requested that they add claim, of course, the counterfeiting suit. Okay, so Nike originally filed the lawsuit earlier this year in February over StockX Vault NFTs, which featured the swoosh sneakers. Then in April, the resale giant hit back saying that the claims made lack merit, disregard settled doctrines of trademark law, including those of first sale and nominative fair use, and show a fundamental misunderstanding of the various functions NFTs can serve. Prior to that, and in defense of their NFTs, StockX responded with an excerpt reading the benefit of taking possession of the Vault NFT is that the owner can make a future trade without incurring transaction costs.
delay, or risk of damage or loss associated with shipping physical sneakers to StockX and then to the ultimate recipient. So what this means is Nike is not getting a cut of that NFT. That's why they are suing StockX. That's why they are suing StockX, and StockX is taking their opportunity with an NFT to allow whoever buys these NFT shoes uh, to be able to have control over it, which Nike, I believe, does not want because they're not getting a piece of that. So if we're not getting a piece of that, we're gonna do everything we can to take y'all to court and sue y'all for everything that y'all are worth because y'all are taking shoes, by the way, which is not y'all shoes, which is coming from our factories or allegedly coming from our factories because it could be just fake shoes, or y'all are taking fake shoes and selling and marketing them off and selling them as NFTs. We got a problem with that. First of all, you never asked for our permission to use the shoes as an NFT, and we're not getting a cut of that as well. So that's what this is all about. Hopefully, they come to some type of agreement or something like that. I'm sure. I'm sure this is gonna fall in favor of Nike. I believe because it's they're the original. They're the original. It's their shoe pretty much, but it's like it's their shoe, and you guys signed off on an NFT, signed off to do an NFT without like contacting us or anything like that. So it's like now we have to wonder. Now we don't know if we can trust y'all anymore. And now we taking y'all to court. That's pretty much what's going on here. So it's just two corporations headbutting each other, and one person is gonna come out the winner in this contest of who's bigger than who. And welcome to another segment of Flowerz. Today I will be taking a look at Brandon Christopher McCartney, aka Lil B. Now I know what you're saying. Oh, why are you talking about this guy? Blah 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 blah. Like, bro, he used to be what you would call controversial. He used to be probably he probably was the most one of the most controversial rappers from the 2000 and like the 2010s. Seriously, he was. Without him, there wouldn't be a lot of artists. Like just this alone, he went on ESPN wearing earrings and a theme, like a hat, like a what would you even call it? He went on ESPN wearing a woman's hat and wearing earrings. Like, bro, this man was so controversial. I hated him. When I was in high school, I hated this guy so much. But a lot of the music that he makes, like at first, I he was part of a group called the Pack. They were well known for a lot of like hyphy songs, and they were even co-signed by Too Short. Um, they had a song called Vans that I liked very much, and that was like back in like 2006, 2005, 2006. So from then on, Little B decided he wanted to make music on his own, and he started his own style called Based. It's called it's called Bass, and he started calling himself Bass God and Little B the Bass God as of course as a alter ego. And he was making all types of rap. Honestly, he was making cloud rap. He was making based rap. He was making trap rap, hyphy music. He was doing that too. Um, but his approach to do it, like his approach to making music was that of, like I said, troll and controversial. He would do whatever to get like noticed, and he was making these things called cook songs, in which it was just like whatever you hear today, it's a product of Little B.
You can thank Little B for people like Little Yachty. You can thank Little B for people like Uzi Vert. You can thank Little B for Playboy Cardi, and a lot of these other young rappers, Yeet. You can thank him for all of that sound, because if it wasn't for him, that style wouldn't even be out. That style, that the way they like, it would not even be around if it were not for him. And I give him his flowers because he's the base, no pun intended, for that style. Nobody was doing that style at all before him back in the 2010s. And I heard that all through high school there were people at my school who listened to him that I just they would just they just made me so mad when they would listen to him. But some years later, he had his beef with Kevin Durant, and I thought that was hilarious. He had beef with Joe Budden, and bro actually like rapped and dissed him. There are a couple of times where I figured out where, bro, Lil B can actually rap. He's just trolling. It's better to just troll and get people's attention. He was beefing with David Banner, like, bro, it was the whole nine. But through all of that, if you really like go and dissect who like his music, he can actually rap. He literally made an album with no, he actually got on a song with Ninth Wonder. And I'm just kind of like, whoa, why the hell did Wonder do a song with Little B? And come to find out, like I said, he can rap. It's just the trolling it was better for him, because like it's better for people to just like talk about the trolling instead of just him just being a regular rapper, because that's boring. And it took me so long to realize that's what his whole entire motive was, to like do the trolling stuff, but like on the back end of that, be like, yeah, I can actually rap. I can actually rap, but I'd rather do this. So there were a lot of people everywhere, especially a lot of white people who actually like loved his. I figured out about him from friends, and also I used to be like a really big fan of the needle drop and his reviews. Um, and like after a while, after like some time, I stopped watching Needle Drop, because he's way too critical of like rap music. It's like, bro, relax. Like his critique of rap music is just so it's just so weird. Like he's expecting everybody to rap like Wu Tang or something like that. I don't know. Like everybody can't do your electronic music, bro, or the pop music that you like to listen to. Everybody can't be Death Grips. But I'm getting off. I'm veering off into something else. But like I said, Little B, um, if there's anything you can take from this guy, who and what his legacy will be that he started a whole generation of rappers. He started a whole style of rappers, and he's just not getting. I don't think he will properly get the true credit that he deserves from allowing this style to lay down and giving everybody a turn at it. That's what it is. So for that, Little B, I am giving you your flowers. You are most important to a part of the culture. Thank you. It's tough to be a rapper nowadays. It's tough to be a influencer. It's tough to be anything that has to do with online presence, media, or being an entertainer or anything like that. It's like you're on thin ice from the time you get put on. Like think about it like this. There was a time, I don't know if any of y'all remember, but do you remember when Rick Ross was on a song, uh the song called "You Don't Even Know It," the remix, and he said, "I put Molly in a woman's champagne glass. She didn't even know it." And I won't even go into the specifics of the song of the rest of the song, but that got him in trouble, right? Or do you remember when Meek Mill made the song Amen with Drake, right? And it wasn't really publicized like that, but he had a whole beef with a pastor because the pastor believed that Meek Mill was mocking the church and mocking Christianity because he literally made a song and sampled, I believe he sampled what is the name of that? He sampled Michael McDonald, and the chorus of the hook of the song is we got bad in the building. Amen. Amen. And it's a church preach. So he had a whole entire beef with a pastor because of that. And the pastor basically wanted him to apologize for that. It's like, or here's another one. I don't know if anybody remembers, but when Hobson made a song about massage par- like massage parlors, uh Asian massage parlors, and the hook took the whole entire song to the next level. It's crazy. Like to the next level of offended. Like he probably offended the whole entire Asian community with that song. Um or when Lecrae, the rapper, I don't know if y'all remember, the rapper back in 2020 sat down with a mega church pastor and the CEO of Chick-fil-A, and they got off some the Chick-fil-A uh CEO got off a lot of not so not so good comments about the black community. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but if I could just for a second, let me go find it real quick because yeah, he got thrown under the bus and he was in the wrong position. Um he was in the wrong position. They put him in a position of being put on, you know what I'm saying? So basically, what had happened with this was he was sitting with Louis Giglio. I believe that's the CEO. No, that's just the Louis Giglio is a pastor, and Dan Cathy is a the CEO of Chick Fil A, and they sat down for racial injustice talks, basically, and basically what had happened was they were talking and something was said by both of them that was like in the wrong. And for a while, Lecrae got really. This is at the time of protests of the killings of George Floyd, Rayshard Brooks. Uh, yeah, it was a whole thing. Um, and there was something that was said. I can't remember what exactly was said, but I can't remember what exactly was said. But Lecrae got like basically media crucified for not having something more to say after the comments were said about whatever Louis Giglio and Dan Cathy said. And he literally got destroyed on the internet for that, and he had to just keep on defending himself each and eat like every other. He was defending himself like crazy because of that. Um, or there's another thing. Um, we can do comedy as well. Comedy is at the fore is in cancel cancel culture's reach. Anything that is said in comedy is getting the button from cancel culture. They can't say nothing in comedy. Dang near. Um, there's like a clip of like Jerry Seinfeld, Ricky Gervais, Chris Rock, and Louis C.K. in like the same room. I guess they were shooting like a television show or something like that. And bro, they're all saying the N word. Chris Rock is just sitting there while these white dudes are just saying the N word repeatedly. Like I could go on forever on this topic of like being an entertainer and being ready and being able to know what, like your head being on a swivel and everything like that and having to watch your back and everything like that. But, you know, hey, you only, it's called sacrifice, Um nobody's perfect, but nobody should be, you shouldn't have a like it should be easy. No, I don't think it's, matter of fact, I take that back. I know becoming something and successful in media or entertainment is not something that is easy. But it's like if it's your craft and if it's your dream, you shouldn't have to go through so much. Look at Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart has done so much, and it's like it's not enough for them, you know? It's not enough for them, and they still want to find ways to like destroy him as a successful black man. Um, I take another one like Dave Chappelle. Like Dave Chappelle has Dave Chappelle has made it has been through different generations. Dave Chappelle comes from different generations. He's seen a lot. He's seen a lot, and for anybody to be like trying to cancel him for doing his art is crazy. It's just jokes. He's a comedian. Like that's his job. You're gonna like people policing people that are doing their job being entertainers, whether it be rap, whether it be comedy, whether it be basketball. I mean, look at Kyrie Irving and how people just destroy him. The media just tears him down as much as they can. But it's his dream to play basketball. If you could leave out the personal trying to get into somebody's head and trying to ask them questions and everything like that, if you could leave out sports anchors taking their time to just like literally destroy athletes just because they didn't do good for this game, or just because they didn't do good in the playoffs, or just because they didn't do well in the championship game. It's like, but you're not even on the court with me, but you're not even on the field with me, but you're not even on the ice with me, but you're not there. You're just talking. You're not on this stage with me. You're not in the booth when I'm rapping. You're not with me. You don't know what the hell is going on. You don't know what I got to go through. All of these entertainers can do 70 million interviews, but we as people outside will never be able to understand what these people go through, for real, for real. And that's just the truth. We will never be able to understand what they for real go through. That's on God. And that's all I got to say, man.